DHCP server is not sending me the IP addresses. Let me see. Let me check details. Let's wait a bit. Let me try. Close properties. Info protocol, so obtain automatically. Let me see. So let me check my cable. Let me confirm something here from the IDU. VLAN port and the bridge. For the bridge you set the given IP addresses. So if you click the bridge, you are greeted by this interface here, whereby you will see this already set IP addresses, the primary and the default gateway. So you click setup for you now to begin the setup process. Load, so you input all those IPs and select the appropriate so here we are using bridge 1, so the rest are not used. So you will put the IP addresses and say and click OK. I won't be clicking anything because it's already set up, so we are not dealing with the IPv6. So another thing, we come to the provisioning. So under provisioning, come to Ethernet function settings. We go to VLANs. In VLANs is whereby now we are able to set the VLAN, whereby so that we can be able to access the ODUs and the remote management, that is DCN, and traffic. So if you click the VLAN setting, you'll be greeted by this interface here. So you'll come here, maybe let's say you want the management VLAN 200, so you will select the port that because this is the main card, you click the main card, right, and the port, which port are you tagging. So in this case you write okay, if I click main card here, I'll be able to see the ports, right? So you select the port that you want to to tag that VLAN to, maybe you want port number, let's say port number 8. You want it to have the traffic for the BTS, right? And access mode, you give it tunnel VLAN port type. So, but I'll show you where we do this. So here is where you create the VLANs and with the associated ports. So and this is the part whereby you do that. So after setting up these VLANs on those specified ports, like number port 7 carries the ODU traffic. We have VLAN 200. The VLAN 200 here is for BCN and 300 is for traffic. These are the tags, right? As well as the tunnel port is the traffic. Trunk, we all know trunk. In Cisco networking, we know, trunk carries all the VLANs, right? Same case here. So the ODU carries the management, all those traffics there. So after setting the VLANs, you come to the Ethernet ports. Before even you go there, you should come to Ethernet ports and you enable the ports. You enable the ports and you label them. So this is how you enable port. You click to that particular port. If it is disabled, this will be highlighted. So you give it the tag, the name. It's good. Depending with, are you using the fiber? So if it's fiber and you are using 10 gigabits, you enable this one, and you enable LLDP. This is to enable you to be able to log into either the ODU or the opposite side. Particularly the ODUs, right? So that's how you set you activate the ports. Now after activating the ports, actually I do see it's better you first activate the ports and then you come and do the VLAN tagging. Now after doing the VLAN tagging, now you come to port and VLAN settings. If you click to port and VLAN settings, you scroll down to inbound management VLAN setting. So you click here. Let me show you so that actually this one will allow you to be able to log into the ODUs now, because the ODU, we can't log into the ODU in traditional way where we are from this tab here. So inbound, you set used and you give it the VLAN ID, the management. This is the management VLAN ID. I won't set it. So with that, after setting that, some cases you will have issues with the license and you will not be able to activate the ports, the fiber ports. So you will download the license from this port. I don't want to show you the license. You share with the vendor technical support team. They will give you the updated license. For this one you can check from the NEC maybe support page, because I don't want to show you these licenses and all those things. So now after doing that, your IDU, actually this is the IDU. If you click here, these tabs here shows you the alarms. So I click the IDU, so I'll be able to see the alarms of the IDU. And here we have this IDU here. We have Ethernet LOS, because port number 8 we have not connected the fiber to the BTS. That's okay. And we have this PS, this is power supply. I've not connected the second power supply. For the ODUs are green, aux and input output, they are green, meaning that we don't have any alarm at this time. If I refresh, see. So if I want to log into the ODU, I'll click here. So port 7 is the one that we have tagged there. If I go back to the Ethernet port setting, you will see port number 7 goes to traffic the ODU. And remember, this is an E-band. We have two ODUs. We have the microwave one and the E-band one. So the E-band one is the one the fiber comes down to the IDU. So if I click this one, I'll be able to log in now to the IDU the eBand IDU, and from the eBand IDU from site this site I can be able to log into the other eBand on the far end. So let me do the login to show you something. And the password, the default one is 128, but now of course you will have to change them, right? So now I'm logged in the ODU, the eBand ODU. So if I want to log into to the far end, this is the far end actually, far end eBand ODU. So if I want to log in now to the other ODU, the microwave ODU, I'll select port. Actually I don't remember the port. Actually, okay, if I do port 3, I'll go back to the IDU here. So if I click port 2, it will take me now to the other the microwave ODU. So let me show you what I'm trying to say. But before that, now I want, okay, because this with this ODU it's similar with the other ODU, so I want to show you how we enable the Ethernet ports and actually we are doing the cascading of the eBand ODU with the microwave ODU, whereby port number 3 on the eBand ODU comes down to port number 7 of the IDU, and port number 2 cascades to port number, okay, I can check where it goes, but you come here to the provisioning internet functions. It depends. So you see port number 2 goes back to IX, the other ODU, and we are using a 10,000 SFP, and you see port number 3 is the one that goes to the traffic from the BTS, but actually this should be to the ODU, but it's okay. To the IDU I can rename it, and I say traffic to IDU port number 3. Okay, labeling is good. So port number 2 cascades to port number 2 of the eBand ODU goes to port number, is it port, okay, because port number 1 is the DCN, I think it's port number 2 or 3, but I'm not quite sure, but yeah. So and after that still you have to set the VLANs, the management VLANs too. As you can see here, we have port number 2, we have the management VLAN because we want to be able to log in. We have the traffic, right, because we want the same port to carry the traffic of the other ODU to all the way to the IDU, or from, okay, now let's say traffic from the BTS goes to the IDU, from the IDU it goes to the, what do we call it, to the eBand ODU, and we want also to transmit through the microwave ODU, so we have to have the traffic. So port number 3 as well must have the VLAN, the management VLAN, as well as the traffic, because this port interfaces the IDU and the ODU. So you set them here. So remember, we started with activating the ports and labeling the ports, and before this you create the VLANs. Before that you create the VLANs here, you create the VLANs here. So, and remember, when activating the ports you ensure the LDP, this mode is on, usage is enabled, because without that one you cannot be able to log into the cascaded ODU, or you cannot be able to connect to IDU, right? So with that said, and So now this is the IDU, the ODU, that is yeah, this is the ODU. So let me minimize this one here. So if you do equipment setup, you will see radio configuration, because now this is the ODU, right? You want to do configuration on the ODU, you will create radio configuration, you come to setup, and here now where you input the spacing and the channel, everything, then you do next and save, right? So that's how you do the radio configuration. Remember, now we have logged to the ODU through the IDU, but I do advise people to do the configuration on the ODU before hoisting them, to make sure that you don't keep sending somebody up and down to change the DCN cable, so that, or the login cable, right? So it's better to do the setting when you are still here down. So with equipment configuration, you select the modem, the site ID. Yeah, you input the site ID. Okay, you do setup, set the site ID, you do next and select the modem, right? So with that said, I want to show you how now during alignment, where you check the RX levels, TX and RX. It's here. You come to metering and current metering. Remember, this is the E band, so we were able to achieve negative 45.7 and with transmit power of 0.9, right? So remember, we are logged into the main ODU. Okay, we are main port 02. This now represent the ODU. So I want to log in to the adjacent ODU, right? And if I'm not wrong, I had tried, I had initiated this. So if I do log in, let's see where we are being taken to. But now remember, you'll have so many tabs opened, because remember the other ODU, I think we are back to the IDU, not this one. So let me come back here, on this equipment. So this is the find, I don't want the find. So port number 3, let me check port number 2, where it will take us, because we should be able to log into the other ODU when we are here down, without sending somebody up to change the cable. But remember, we can be able to log into the opposite sides, that's okay. And when we are logged to the opposite side, we should be able to log into each and every ODU and IDU. Now here, as you can see, now we are on the microwave ODU. Settings are the same, almost similar to the E-band one. You do the equipment setup, you come to the radio configuration, you do the configuration of the radio requirement, that is frequency, power, modulation, QSPK, all those, yeah, channel spacing. So, oh, did I show you the network management? Or no, I didn't show you, but you still need to come here, you do the bridge thing, you insert the IPs. Yeah, you'll be given those IPs, you insert them through the setup, just the same as the IDU. Port VLAN setting, just the same as the IDU. They are all the same. So if you manage to configure the IDU, you are good to go with the ODUs. The only difference is that you need to master or to know the ports that you are cascading with. And remember, if you are using SFPs, if it's a 10 gig, should match up and down. And so equipment setup is just the same. So if I come here on opposite sides, this one, I log into this microwave ODU, right? Because these two are the ones which are communicating. So, and from that end, I can be able to log into the E-band ODU through the port. Yep. Sawa. Sawa. Labeling. majina za site na site ID. Unipe site ID za basi. Sizina. Oko WhatsApp Ni both IDU na ODUs
Kama ni hiyo ODU ya huku naweka torofe ite Chekorio IX.
IX ni hiyo ndogo ama ikubwa?
IX ni hapo dogo.